Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Isaacs. I'm one of the core animators at 3A Display. Before you guys click off this video, even though I am using the program Autodesk Maya, this can still apply to Blender, Cinema 4D, Minimator, you know, whatever you use. Just, it's a good general tip for run cycles for characters. So as we've made animations, we've gotten asked a lot to make a tutorial for animation. I've seen a lot of walk cycle tutorials out there, and the comment I always see on them is, could you make a run cycle tutorial? And I haven't really found a good one yet, so I just thought I'd make my own. One that could really help you guys, let you know, just learn the feeling of it and how it goes. So you're gonna of course want to start by spreading out the legs a bit, so then he can get a nice movement going. Maybe this one on the back, you want to raise it up a little bit. Just sort of get in a good position, you know. Oops. Keyframe these, and you can keyframe this as well. Actually, I kind of want the character to be leaning forward a bit, make it look a little more natural. So, you can use this to move it, the character, but I'm going to be using this. We're going to go forward, maybe, let's say 10 frames. Move the character forward till this leg is straight as an arrow. Then we can move this forward, put it in the forward position. Ignore the snapping; it'll fix itself. Well, you know what? It's fine. We really don't need to worry about that very much. We can put the one in the back up, you know, rotate this one, get a nice looking rotation on it. We'll just fix this later, you know. It's fine. It's fine. And then, from there you can, you know, just keep kind of doing that sort of thing. But before that, we're actually going to want to work on the upper body a bit. So maybe start it out with rotate it a little bit. Maybe like, I don't know, there or something looks good. Go to 10 frames or so, rotate it the other way. Alright, yeah, there we go. Getting it good. I mean, just so you know, you gotta exaggerate a little bit just to show he's really putting in the effort. We're going for kind of a harder run. And of course the arms are very important. The arms are actually kind of what can make or break a walk cycle, so we're gonna kind of put his arm in a very exaggerated position. Don't worry, we're gonna go back and clean this all up. Of course, it's gonna look a little better in the end. Sort of get a nice bend on here. Make sure to keyframe all this stuff. So, grab everything with Shift Select, you know, so we're selecting multiple parts at once, and we can just keyframe them all. And then, as he rotates, the arms are essentially going to switch positions. So, let's just go ahead and do that. And, actually, you know what, we are going to use, this main thing for our movement. You get the idea of how to do this, so we'll just go ahead and use this to move the character instead. You just go forward like, I don't know, 40 frames or something, move the character forward, so then he'll move with this instead, and then we will go ahead and just take out this keyframe. We should also replace these. Go ahead and just, oopsies, have them just switch places, all you really need to do now. You know, pretty easy, pretty simple. Exaggerate it a little bit, of course. Fix that later, obviously. Alright, so then he moves forward on his own. And then for this, whenever a character runs, you know, they gotta move upward a bit. So you just kind of pull them up a bit, so they just go up. There we go. Of course, gonna clean this all up later. For these up here, to make it a little easier, we can just copy and paste this stuff, so, you know, grab all the keyframes, copy them, go forward 10 frames, and paste them. And now he's gonna just, you know, start moving on his own. We can go ahead and grab these keyframes, copy paste them. Allow me to do this quickly. Alright, and you can see we're getting a good start to this. You know, it's a little choppy right now, but we're gonna add a bit to it. Oh, we almost forgot the head. One of the most important parts of the run cycle. So some people are worried about exaggerating the head too much, and that is a completely real mistake that people make. So to make it a little more realistic and just a little more dramatic, we're gonna actually have it go the other direction, right? And then it'll switch back over, almost like it's following the body, but it's like behind it. So let me give you an example in just one second. If I copy and paste this here, so the body has just turned, and then right after the body turns, the head has to turn, so it has to keep following the body. This is called offset in animation. So, you know, we're just going to keep, get the steady rhythm going, copy and paste everything. Once we get that, it's looking pretty good, I'd say, actually. You know, we might not need to do near as much cleanup as I thought. Hips are important. People kind of disregard hips, but they are a very important part of the walk cycle, so you're going to kind of want to get a little bit of movement there. Whatever way his legs are, whichever leg is forward is the hip you want to be, like, out. So since this leg is forward, we want the hip to go out that way. Just a little bit. Alright, that looks good. Have it, you know, go back. Boom. Just keep having to go back and forth, righto. Just like that. You can even hand animate this, it's so easy. That kind of thing. It's looking pretty good. Yeah. Still could use a little cleanup, but I think we're getting somewhere. And finally, the pull vectors here, which control the orientation of the leg. You're going to want to move these out a little bit, just so the legs aren't stuck together, you know, they're not glue sticks or anything. So he's getting a good movement going finally. But we got to add a little bit of variation to this just to spice it up a bit. So what I like to do is, for one of the arms, I like to go in the graph editor and grab the rotation here. I'm just going to grab it, drag it up. If you don't know how to access the graph editor, there should be a way. I'd look up a separate tutorial for that. Just, you know, grab it somewhere else so then it's in a different position than this. It makes it just look more unique overall. You can do this for really any part you want, you know. You can also take individual parts. Maybe we want this to go down farther. We can go ahead and do that, so he's getting good movement there. The head, still a little bit wonky, I'd say. We might need to add some rotation on the Z-axis, just a little bit more, just a little more. There we go. So now he should get a good rotation going whenever he walks. Legs are looking pretty good, actually. I don't think we need to clean them up too much. One other thing I would add for a little bit of realism is the way this moves is obviously not completely on beat with his feet. So the way to do this is go to every individual frame, and as far as he moves, you want to move the character. So this can be a little choppy, it might take a little cleanup, but you know, just however far it looks like he's moving is how far you want to move the character. So I think he's moving about. It almost goes backwards here a little bit, so let me just do this quickly. Alright, here we go. Let's take a look at how this, let's see how this looks. Alright, it's looking a little bit more fluid now. And the last thing I like to add is, not only should the hips move, but the weight should shift over, so like, move it over a little bit. So, we're just going to manually sort of move it over a little bit every time he walks, just to make it, you know, a little bit more realistic. We don't want this to be a weird walk cycle or anything. I mean run cycle, sorry. Because, you know, a lot of people don't realize that the weight of the character is very important, so you just gotta make him shift back and forth as he's walking. Alright, that's looking pretty, it's not looking good at all. What Okay, you know what, last ditch resort. If you can't figure it out, highlight the character, go up here into this poly modeling tab, scroll down, and there should be a make animation button. This is just, you know, just click this and it'll just make the animation for you. Just click it, like this. Alright, well I hope you guys found that informative. Hopefully that can help you just make some better run cycles, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.